that fire, that tenacity that he's going to bring is going to be so exciting for Dodgers fans, and especially with a lot of pitching injuries that have taken place, to get a guy back and healthy and in a Dodgers uniform, especially a guy like a Walker Buehler, man, how could you not be excited about that?
The thing about it, he was only 93, right? He only touched 93, but there's hit and sit numbers as far as velo. Hey, what number did you hit at the top end? And then what's your number that you sat at? Meaning, what were you consistently hitting? His hit and sit velos were the exact same last night. So that tells you right there, he's not trying to max out on velo to hit maybe a 96, which he's hit a 95 already this year. But what he's trying to do is just be very consistent and very smooth and be a guy that can duplicate what he's doing over and over and over and over. Obviously, he's doing that last night. In the outing that I saw before in Oklahoma City, I mentioned that the command wasn't there. I mean, it just wasn't. His control wasn't there either. He was struggling, first of all, to throw strikes, and then once he was throwing strikes, once he was in the zone, the command as far as locating inside the strike zone wasn't very good as either. And you could definitely see he didn't like the ABS system, the automatic balls and strikes, and he got frustrated a couple of times. Last night, Austin, that was it. His command was incredible. The control was incredible. Again, only the 93, but I'll say it again, his hit and sit numbers were identical. He was absolutely dotting up the strike zone. He was moving the ball, and by the way, that nice little cutter pitch that he's throwing right now, boy, that pitch last night was big time. I think when you're looking at, if you're the organization, you're looking at what are all the things that we need to see out of Walker Buehler to think that he needs to be brought back up to the major leagues. I will say I think they saw every single one of those benchmarks last night. I will be surprised if this is not his last minor league outing. I think he's done everything he needs to do at the minor league level. Now I think you let him have the adrenaline of the major league environment, see if that can bump him up to maybe a 94 or a 95. His spin got above 2,300 last night. His cutter was good. So I think, and the rest of the mix, his slider, knuckle curve, sinker, were all in zone as well. So he threw strikes with every single pitch that he has. I was very impressed with Walker Buehler.
This is what Dodgers fans have been waiting for. Walker Buehler to be able to come back, to have that consistent outing that you can say he looks like he's ready to come back to the major leagues. And I think that absolutely is the case with Walker Buehler, with his ability to generate outs. Even if the velo wasn't completely there last night, I think he's going to find innovative ways to be effective through the course of this 2024 campaign. And I think he's just about ready to make the jump from the rehab assignments that he has had to the major leagues. And that's going to be so incredibly exciting for Dodgers fans. He has been in the past a dominant force out of the pitching side, and especially entering a contract year for Walker Buehler. He's got to be itching to get back out to Dodger Stadium and just remind people how good of a pitcher that he is.
So Walker Buehler is back. He's going to pitch next Monday for the Dodgers, and I'm sure Dodgers fans are super excited about it, especially when you look at, as Austin mentioned just a minute ago, all of the injuries. You're looking at Kyle Hurd, Emmett Sheehan. You've had Blake Trinan out all year long, and then Brusdar Graterol's not back yet. Got to see Blake Trinan, by the way, the other day. Looked very good in AAA Oklahoma City. So, hey, this is a shot that you need right now of adrenaline that I think Walker Buehler is going to give you. And as I mentioned earlier, I do think that coming to Los Angeles, there's a point to where you're doing more good at a major league level than you are a minor league level, even maybe if the execution isn't perfect at that time, because whenever you get into that major league environment and that major league stadium, just everything amps up, your adrenaline, your focus, and all of that. So I think, as I said earlier, the minor league rehab, I think he did a great job of getting himself prepared, but I think it had ran its course, and I think Walker Buehler is ready to make his debut with the Los Angeles Dodgers on Monday. So super excited about that. And don't forget, hey, this is his contract year, and also he loves the Dodgers. He loves being a part of this team, and there is nothing that he is more motivated for right now than to help this team win a championship. So now, the way that Yoshinobu Yamamoto is throwing, the way that Tyler Glasnow has thrown all year, we mentioned injuries. You can put Bobby Miller in that category. But if Walker Buehler can get back and be a guy that is close to an ace like he's been in the past, now you would have three legitimate aces that have, well, I guess Yoshinobu Yamamoto doesn't have necessarily major league experience, but he does have a lot of high-level baseball experience of pitching in big situations. You have three pretty experienced ace-level guys at the top. Then you throw in guys like Bobby Miller, who's going to come back, whose stuff is just off the charts, and then also Emmett Sheehan later on. And then you're going to get also, don't forget, Clayton Kershaw, and then James Paxton. We've talked about his results several different times. Got to clean up the walks, but the results have been good. So it's very exciting. This is a very exciting time to be a Dodgers fan. And obviously, you've done all this, and you're still in first place, and you still have all of this yet to look forward to. So as good as this team has been to this point in the season, it's only going to get better.